Welcome to my therapy session. Hey guys. I've been thinking this week that my weight loss journey vlogs are gonna make my mental health situation very apparent. And it's either gonna be very confusing to people or it's just gonna be very obvious that my mental health is not where it should be. Which, I mean, not that you have to be in a certain place for mental health, but mine is definitely not at a point where I can forget about it. And I don't think it ever will be, to be honest. As part of a health journey, I feel like we can't forget the mind, which is part of the body. And so, in order to make your whole body healthy, including your brain, it's important to talk about things. As of right now, I can't afford to go to a therapist because I don't currently have insurance and I can't afford the meds that I've been prescribed. I wanted to talk just a little bit about where I'm at. I have bipolar disorder. It's not ever been to the point of like a stereotypical bipolar disorder where I'm like taking road trips to California and like spending thousands of dollars on an Amazon binge and like doing that kind of thing. Was not aware how much my mania had impacted and affected my life though. I look back at Instagram posts from like 3 years ago and upload schedules and just all of the things that I was doing, and I was not sleeping. I would stay up routinely until 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning. When I had to get up at 9 the next day, I was just always awake. I would routinely go on like crazy, like creative, I guess I call them binges, but like creative streaks where like I would start like 5 projects at once. And then what happens is I crash and I hit like a depressive streak, and it can last forever. And there were times before I started therapy and before I started medication where there would be like month-long spans where I don't remember what happened. Like I would feel myself when I was going into them, and I would feel myself when I was coming out of them, but I straight up don't know what I like. I know I was there. Like I have vague like recollections of being alive, but I don't remember what I did. Um, it's kind of like being on autopilot almost. And during those times, like I was not uploading, I was not practicing music. I wasn't eating right or much at all. I feel a lot better now. I've gotten to the point where I can recognize the symptoms of my mental illness. I can use certain coping mechanisms that are more healthy to overcome them. When I feel myself going into mania, I maybe don't necessarily allow myself to start the project that I want to start. Unfortunately, I'm not perfect at this, and I feel like I started this health journey in the midst of a mania. And now that I've come out of that mania and I'm down and I'm finding it really hard to exist throughout the day. Like, I say that, like, living is just hard when I'm going through this, and it's not that I'm suicidal. It's not that I don't want to live. It's just the sheer act of living takes so much effort. Like, getting out of bed takes so much effort. A lot of that willpower is being used up to live. So it's like the sheer act of putting on a shirt takes a lot of willpower. Physically getting up, I have these points where I feel like almost immobile, like I can't, like I'm sitting down and I'm thinking I should do something, I should do this, I should do this, I should do my dishes, or I should like physically get up and use the bathroom, and I just like can't. And it takes a lot of effort to do that. So this is not like an excuse video, but it's more of like an explanation of why things may get more sporadic or why I may forget to vlog on a day. I wanted to put this out here because people with mental health issues can also have other issues and they can have other health issues like being overweight or obese. And that's especially true. The two tend to go hand in hand. Not that one causes the other, but it's just something that they feed into each other. That's something that I'm trying to deal with. And that's going to affect the way that I feel or act on a day-to-day basis. And looking back at my last 2 weeks of videos, I realized that I have been hitting a real emotional high on my weekends, which has been dropping really low on like Monday and Tuesday, and then gradually coming back up to a point where then I get another high on the weekend. And I need to level that out somehow. And unfortunately, my brain's way of leveling that out is by leveling me to low, like bottom, and then trying to get me to grow from there. It's really hard to have a mental illness just because it's hard to kind of get your arms around it. And a lot of times you can't tell if the way that you're feeling is a logical reaction to a thing that's happened, or if it's like a knee-jerk reaction to how you've been feeling before, or if it's completely illogical. Sometimes your body / brain will like knee-jerk react and then go into a mood based on a previous mood or a good thing that happened, which is very frustrating. My therapist, when I was able to go and see her, described it as you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. If you've constantly had ups and downs in your life and you have an up, it's like you're okay. The next step is the down, which in my life right now is not necessarily true. I'm not in a volatile situation where the down is going to happen. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I get down and therefore things come down because I'm not able to rise to the level of action that I want to. If you just came to this video because you are also struggling with mental health and this is what attracted you to it, I just want you to know that you're not alone in this. And whatever you may be feeling, whether you think it's at a level of severity that requires you to have like pity, because like here's the thing, when people don't have like crazy severe disorders, like bipolar disorder is relatively severe. It's on the psychotic scale, but mine is not so severe that I thought it was valid. And I just want you to know that at whatever level your disorder might be or your mental health might be, it is still valid. Whatever you are suffering, that is your pain, and you can get through it. And you're also worthy of support. No matter how small or large your problem might be, you still deserve people to come alongside and support you, and for you to support yourself, which can be really hard because a lot of times, especially before I started therapy, I thought, well, it's not that bad. I don't need to be putting this out there. There are a lot of people who have way worse mental health issues than me. And that's true. While I do struggle very hard with my mental health, there are people who function at much higher levels or at the same level dealing with a lot more. And their struggle is valid too, and what they do is amazing. But what I need to recognize, and what I hope you recognize too, is that you're also amazing. And whether you're just struggling with like seasonal depression, you're still struggling. It's still a struggle, and it's okay to admit that, and also to congratulate yourself and appreciate yourself for what you're able to get through, because it can be difficult. I really hope that this in some way helped, and I'll see you soon.